In this video of the Intro to Oxygen Plant Procurement series, we will be reviewing planning for maintenance requirements.
A pressure swing adsorption plant is a machine. All machines require maintenance. Consider PSA plant maintenance during the procurement process. Those looking to purchase a PSA plant should work to understand the following before equipment is ordered: equipment warranties, maintenance agreements, frequency of maintenance, duration of maintenance, maintenance costs, maintenance record keeping, and spare parts and consumables. In this module, we will review each of these maintenance requirements in more detail. Equipment warranties for PSA plants can be purchased along with the PSA plant. Manufacturers often offer standard 1-year warranties, but additional years can be purchased at an added cost. Different PSA plant manufacturers offer different terms and conditions. The warranty from one manufacturer may include more comprehensive coverage than the warranty from another. Consider asking for equipment warranties when comparing bids from different suppliers. Looking at the equipment warranty details prior to selecting a manufacturer will ensure you pick the best arrangement possible for your hospital. Ensure that the warranty coverage suits your needs before paying for it. For more information on reviewing warranties, see the resource titled Overview: Oxygen Plant Warranty Contract Guidelines, available at bhioxygen.org. Alongside warranties, maintenance agreements can be purchased with the PSA plant from the supplier. This is an arrangement where the end user of the PSA plant pays a service provider to conduct the regular maintenance required to keep the plant running. Discuss the planned operating schedule for the plant to ensure the maintenance agreement meets your needs. For example, if you intend to run your plant 24 hours per day, ensure that the supplier's 1 year of service is for 8,000 hours and no less. Understand the duration of the maintenance agreement. Will it be based on calendar months or plant running hours? Will there be a set number of service visits? Service agreements often cover only planned maintenance, not faults or repairs. It is important to understand that the agreement likely will not cover corrective maintenance. It is not a requirement to have a maintenance agreement, but consider trained staff available before deciding to forego a maintenance agreement. If the operators of the new PSA plant are not familiar with PSA plant technology, they will need thorough training on the maintenance of the equipment. For more information on reviewing service contracts or maintenance agreements, see the resource titled Overview: Oxygen Plant Service Contract Guidelines, available at bhioxygen.org. We have said that PSA plants are machines and they will require maintenance, but how frequently is that maintenance needed? Upkeep of a PSA plant involves daily checks on days that the plant is run. These tasks are the main responsibility of the plant operators and ensure the plant is running safely and optimally. Each piece of equipment in the PSA plant will have its own preventative maintenance schedule. This schedule is set by the manufacturer and is detailed in the equipment manuals. Preventative maintenance takes place at major running hour intervals, such as 1,000 hours, 2,000 hours, 4,000 hours, 8,000 hours, and so on. Note that a plant that runs more frequently will reach these intervals more quickly. Let's explore a quick example of how plant running hours impact the frequency of service intervals. In this example, we look at how quickly two plants will reach 2,000 hours. Plant A runs 24 hours per day, while Plant B runs 8 hours per day. Plant A will reach 2,000 hours in 12 weeks, while Plant B will reach 2,000 hours in 36 weeks. This is why it is important to track maintenance in hours and not weeks or months. When maintenance happens, how long does it take? Daily checks often take less than 1 hour. This assumes there are no findings that require further investigation. Preventative maintenance occurs less frequently but takes longer. Depending on the service tasks to perform, maintenance could take half a day to a full day. If issues are found during maintenance, the activity will take longer. Preventative maintenance may become a repair activity if problems are uncovered during routine maintenance. PSA plant operators must coordinate with hospital administrators to plan this maintenance, as oxygen production will be interrupted for maintenance. Setting aside oxygen cylinders ahead of maintenance is a common strategy to keep oxygen flowing during PSA plant maintenance periods. Maintenance costs are just one of the many operational costs that should be considered prior to the purchase of the plant. Consider the cost of maintenance and other operating requirements in order to ensure that a sufficient operating budget exists to support the plant. Larger plants often have higher maintenance and operating costs. If a health facility cannot afford the operating costs of a larger plant, procuring a smaller plant will reduce those costs. This is why considering operating costs before the purchase of a plant is important. Operating costs for a PSA plant include budget items such as staffing, repairs, electricity, and maintenance. Within the category of maintenance costs, there are several expenses to consider, including spare parts and consumables, tools, maintenance agreement payments, warranty payments, and cylinder parts and replacements. Maintenance will be needed for the systems that support plant operations. Consider maintenance for infrastructure, diesel generators, plant security measures, oxygen pipelines, and cylinder transportation equipment. Spare parts for the PSA plant are needed in order to perform maintenance. Many manufacturers allow the purchase of several years of spare parts during the initial PSA plant procurement. More spare parts will need to be purchased after this initial inventory is used. The speed with which spare parts are used is based on the plant's operating plan. Align the spare parts quantities purchased with the expected running hours of the plant. Consider that a plant running 24 hours per day will need more spare parts in 1 year than a plant that runs 8 hours per day. What record-keeping tools exist to help keep track of PSA plant maintenance? There are 3 record-keeping tools to consider. Daily checklist. The daily checklist is available to track the daily tasks that plant operators perform to ensure the plant is running efficiently. This checklist helps to track plant health and identify problems before they turn into larger issues. Preventative maintenance log. The preventative maintenance log serves to track planned maintenance that occurs at set intervals. This log allows operators to compile maintenance schedules for several different parts in a single centralized location and track when maintenance is performed. Repair log. The repair log is available to track unplanned maintenance that arises when a plant breaks down. All of these resources are available to download at bhioxygen.org. Instructions on how to use these tools can be found in Course 1. To orient yourself to prepare for maintenance, consider some of the following questions. Who will perform daily checks? Who is responsible for ensuring maintenance is done? What spare parts are needed and where are they stored? What tools are needed to perform maintenance? What personal protective equipment is needed? How is the budget to support operating costs developed? Who orders and manages spare parts? Who is in charge of completing maintenance records? Who coordinates with the hospital to turn the plant off for maintenance? And who communicates with the service provider? In conclusion, understand the maintenance needs of PSA plants during the procurement process. Ask suppliers about maintenance during procurement to ensure you have a full understanding of maintenance requirements before purchasing the plant. Plan for the operational costs of maintenance before the PSA plant arrives. By considering PSA plant maintenance requirements early, you position your installation for long-term success.